As many of you know, we had some really challenging difficulties last week with the entire 2023 Camp Enterprise endeavor. Our facilitators and committee members really had to think outside the box, starting right during our meeting and shortly thereafter. And in the end, they pulled off a truly remarkable camp experience. If you don't know what happened, you're soon to hear. Will Hayes, the chair of this committee, is going to tell you more and how he resolved the problem. And then in a few weeks, he will give us a recap of how camp went. Will?
Thank you, President Judy. Thank you, Rotarians, for giving us 2 to 3 minutes to just share with you the success that we had this last week at Camp Enterprise. It was a normal Camp Enterprise. We had 61 students. We had 7 teams. And at the end of the day, we crowned a first, a second, and a third place winner. And then that's where the normal camp was no longer normal. So let me introduce my team. Beatrice is my vice chair, Mark, operations chair, and Lindsay, who you have never met, but you've probably seen her in the back. She manages the conference center here. And on Thursday morning, arrived here at 9 o'clock, expecting to depart for camp at 1:30 on Thursday afternoon for an arrival at 3 p.m. Roughly 9:15, 9:30, I got a phone call from camp asking us to delay our arrival from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. And so we immediately went to Lindsay and said, hey, we've had a change here real quick. Can we use your green room and have the speakers that would have gone to camp and spoke to the kids? Can we have them just speak here? And then we're going to depart here at 4 o'clock and head up to camp, be there at 6 for dinner. And then we'll just carry on our regular agenda. Roughly 11:30, 11:45, I got another phone call from camp saying, we cannot accommodate you tonight. Can you come tomorrow morning? Okay, let me make some phone calls and make sure that that's okay. Immediately went to Lindsay and said, hey, can we have the conference center until 9 o'clock tonight? We're going to run our regular Thursday program, not at camp, but we're going to do it here at the conference center. And she said, no problem. Immediately, my team and I started getting on the phone with the transportation companies, bus company that we had already booked for Thursday. They were already booked for Friday, so that was not an option. We'd already been declined by a couple others that couldn't accommodate. By now, it's time for me to sit up here at the head table, and it's 12:30, and I'm supposed to do the inspirational moment. And we're down to one Hail Mary as far as waiting for a return phone call. And as I'm sitting here having to do the inspirational moment, I realize that with all 61 kids sitting in the room and all the Rotarians, there's a 99% chance that I'm sending everybody home after I get off this stage. And during that time, and sitting up here and reflecting and texting while I'm at the head table, which I'm not supposed to be doing, you should probably find me for that, President Judy, but I realized that failure was not an option. I was not going to send anybody home, that I didn't know what it looked like, but we were going to get through it. And sure enough, 1:30, I get another phone call from camp, and this time from the executive director. And the executive director said, camp is not going to happen, that we are canceling your reservation. We've had a roof collapse because of the snow, and we had deliveries that were unable to make it that were, food that you guys were going to eat. So we cannot have you come. So immediately grabbed the team together and I said, hey, look, what do we do now? And we talked. And we said, why don't we just do camp here? And Lindsay immediately said, whatever you guys want, you can have. And so 9 o'clock Thursday night, we sent kids home. We had kids call their parents, sent them home at 9 o'clock. And I reminded them as they left, I said, on Friday morning, when you come back, if you don't come back, you have to go to school. And I'm happy to announce that of the 61 students that we had on Thursday, we had 61 students return on Friday. In addition to that, we consolidated what is typically a 2.5-day camp into 1.5 days. And on Friday evening, we crowned winners of camp. So I can't thank anybody enough, from my team, my fellow Rotarians, to Lindsay, Point Loma Nazarene. And I never would have chosen camp to turn out the way that it did And there's not a single thing that I would have changed either. So again, it's a testament to the people that are in this room, that we're able to give the experience to these kids. I had parents call me. I had students come up to us afterward, just raving about the experience. And they don't know what they don't know too. Camp is something that's very special. If you've never done it, I strongly encourage you that you take the opportunity next year to participate in camp. And with that, I think I'm done. April 6th, we will have a much more in-depth recap of camp, and hope that you can all be here.
So if you all come over around the table here. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is the dream team. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure that any of you in the room would be able to pull off what they pulled off, but wouldn't want to. They were just amazing. I was here on what day was it? Friday. Yeah, I was here on Friday, and they had the talent show even, which they didn't think they were going to have. And the kids did their talents, and that was amazing. And everything just looked like it was supposed to be here. As Will said, it couldn't have been any better. So it just really teaches us as Rotarians, looking at the leadership in our club, that we have amazing leaders, including Will, Mark, Beatrice, and certainly Lindsay. I think you ought to be an honorary Rotarian for being involved with this. And being able to pivot like that. So thank you so much. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Okay, Beatrice, there you go. Mark. This is just a small token of our appreciation for going above and beyond and really making this happen. So thank you so much.